Good morning, traders. It's Coach Pippi. Just wanted to take a few minutes with you this morning and show you what backtesting in TradingView looks like using the STP Combo Indicator. All right, so you'll see here we have the Euro USD on a 1-hour chart for this particular strategy, and we have our STP Combo Indicator loaded. Here we've got our ATR line, which is the main thing we're paying attention to. This red line that turns green and then it turns red as we move forward. We're not going to worry about the rest of the indicator for this session. Okay? In TradingView, you have tools over on this side. If you select here, you've got several tools. What we're going to use this today are long position and short position. If you star them, make them your favorites, they'll show up on your screen somewhere, and then you can move them around where you want them. Okay? If you hover over them, you can see short and long. All right? All right, to start with, we're just going to go back in history. So we'll just scroll back in history and pick a place to start testing. All right? Let's start here. Let's find there's a spot. Okay, so I'm going to start here, which is March 25th of 2025. Go ahead and make that a little bigger so you can see it better. Okay, so the rules for this trade are simple. When the ATR line changes from red to green, we're going to take a back test on that second candle, because that's when we actually are able to see it in the live market. So let me make that even a little bigger for you. So you can see it turn green on this candle, but we don't actually see it on the indicator until this candle starts. Okay? All right. So when that happens, when it changes from red to green, we're going to take a buy trade. And so we select our long position tool, and we're going to put that at the start of that candle. Just click there. And then these little blue dots let you change the position of this tool. The red part is your stop loss. The blue part is your take profit. So we drag this with the little blue dot to the ATR line for our stop loss. Okay, so this in this case is going to be about 46 pips or 462 points. Okay, 462 pips or points or 46 pips. Okay, and then we want to go for at least 1-to-1. But today what we're going to do is we're just going to stay in the trade until the ATR changes color again. So you can do it however you want, but that's how I'm going to show it. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little smaller so we have more room. So what we do then is we just scroll forward. Wow, this is a long one. Okay, so we're just going to keep scrolling forward until that ATR line changes color. Wow, this was a nice one. So we're going to pull this all the way up and then drag it with this little blue dot all the way over to where that changes color, which is going to be, here's where it changes color, and it's going to be that, again, that second candle before we know it changes color. So on this one, this was a really nice one. Okay, almost a 1-to-10. Oh wow, that means if you're risking $100, you would have made 1,000. That's a nice one. They're not all that way. So it's a good first one to start with. All right, so you can see here, if you click on the tool, it shows you your risk to reward ratio was 9.97, which is a ratio of 1 to 9.97. That's why I said it's almost 1-to-10. How many pips was it? It was 4,608 points, which is 460 pips. That's a huge one on the Euro USD. And it took a long time. That went all the way from March 25th to March 2nd, to March 13th. That was a 11-day trade. But so now that we've seen where our trade started and where it ended, we can put it in our spreadsheet. So the day we took the trade was March 2nd, and the day was Sunday. Yes, the market is open on Sunday after 5 p.m. Eastern. It's open all the way until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And that date was what? March 2nd. 32.25. The resulting ATR change, because that's how we're, when it changed color, that's what that means, result at ATR change, when it changes colors, was 9.97. Okay. It's rounding it to 10, that's fine. And then our stop loss was 46 pips. Okay. And the ATR, if you want to know what that was, it was green. Alright. And there we go. So now we're done with that back test. That's all there is to it. So we're going to go to the next one. So the next time it changed was obviously right there, right? We just go from one to the other. So on this one, it's a sell, short position. Let's make that a little bigger so we can see it. The short position is going to be right here. Our stop loss here was about 41 pips, and it changed color right here. This is where it changed color. This is when we'll actually see it. So it looks like if we hadn't closed it, if we're waiting for the ATR to change, then we got about 22 pips, which was a result of 0.55, meaning if we'd risked $100, we would have won $55. Okay? So we can put that one on there. The date was the 13th. The day was a Thursday, so we can put that on there. You don't have to track the days. I like to see which days are best. And that's 3/13/25. The change was 0.55. Again, it's rounding it. I don't really like that, but maybe I'll change that. Let's change that because it's not accurate. So format cells, number, and we're gonna use decimal places of 2. There we go. We'll do the same thing here. Number. There we go. Now it's not rounding. So we get more accurate results. Okay, so the stop loss on that one was 41. It was a sell, or you can put the color. I put the color. All right. All right. So we're out of that trade, and now we are going to do a buy. Here it is. Right. It changed color here, and we're going to measure it from here. And that stop loss was 61, so we can put that over there for when we're ready. We're going to stay in it till it changed colors, okay? Just there, which is going to be about right here. So you can see we only got a 0.39 on that one, 23 pips. That's fine. So they can't all be monsters, right? So that was on the 14th. Which was a Friday. So I'm going to put Friday, 3/14/25, and it was a 0.39, and my stop loss was 61, and it was green for a buy. There we go. All right. So now we are on to our next trade, which is going to be a sell. excuse me, which is going to be here. Okay. When we got out of the other trade, we're getting in a new one. Our stop loss on this one's only about 21 pips. It's a little stop loss. And so we're going to drag this down and over, squeeze it up so we can see where it changes color. Take it about down there, drag it over. It's going to be about right here. And it changes color here, and the second candle's there. So this one was a ratio of 6.1. What day was that? It was on the 19th, which is a Wednesday. $3.19, and it was a ratio of 6.4, and our stop loss is only 20, which made our ratio really nice, or 21, wasn't it? All right, and that was red. All right, so far for the month of March, we're up a ratio of 1 to 17.31. So that means if we were risking $100 on a trade, so far we haven't lost any, which isn't the way it's always going to go, but that would be 17.31 times $100, right, if that's what we're risking. And say that was a $10,000 account, that would be 1%, right? So we made $1,700, or 17% on our account. So, but let's keep going. Just do a couple more. Let's find some losers, because that's always good to have those in there because it's realistic. So the next one's going to be a buy right here. It changed color. It's a long position. It's going to be on this candle here. And our stop loss, make this a little bigger so you can see it. Our stop loss in this one is going to be about 45. And let's see how far it goes before it changes color. This was pretty flat, and it looks like it's a break even right here. So that one was on Thursday, March 27th. $327.25. 0 on the our stop loss was 45, and it was a buy for green. Okay. All right. Looks like we have another flat one here. It's a sell. We're going on this. Our stop loss was small on this, or smaller, 35. And then if we wait till it changed color, it's almost a full loss. Okay. So about right here. So it's a we lost 27 pips. All right, so that would be on April Fool's Day. Oh, who wants to trade on April Fool's Day? That's Tuesday, April 1st. And this was a loss, so it would have been, we had to see how many pips it was, 27 out of 35. Excuse me. Our calculator. So 27 divided by 35. So it's a negative 0.78. So minus 0.78. Alright, and that was 35. And that was a sell for red. Alright, so then we have a buy here. Alright, let's mark it. It's going to be right here when it changes color on the next candle. Our stop loss looks like it's going to be pretty small. About 20, 24. I would never do less than 25 or, well, let's see. Let's do 25. So, yeah, that's right there. Okay. And then we are going to move this over so we can see when it changes color, which is about right here. So we're going to move that down, and we got a ratio of 5.84. The date on that was April 2nd, which is a Wednesday. A ratio of 5.84. Again, that means if we were risking $100 or 1% of a $10,000 count, we would have won $584. All right. Our stop loss was 25, and it was a green for buy. Okay. All right. Let's do another one. Short. This will be here, and this is a big one. It's 100. This is way up here. 75 is the max that I'll do on this trade plan. Looks like that would have made us lose this trade because it was really moving, right? Which is fine. So we have a straight loss, right? That is the 4th, which is a Friday. It's good to have losses. Show the reality of trading. There's losses. So I said I've only used a max of 75. We lost, okay? Not green. That was red. Now, if we had used a bigger stop loss, taken it up, then what would it have been when it changed color? Still would have been a loss, but we wouldn't have lost as much. We would have lost a ratio of about half, okay? But that's not my rules. My rules are 75 max, so I lost, okay? Reality. All right, then we have a buy here. Looks like it didn't do much, but let's put it on there anyway. Our stop loss again is 91, but I'm doing 75. And if we waited till it changed color, we would have lost about half of that. Okay, so that was Tuesday the 8th. 4,825 minus 0.5 roughly, and then our stop loss was 75, and that was a green. This was a red. Okay. All right, then we're having a short trade. Again, it looks like one that didn't do a whole lot. Where is that change color? Right here. This one, again, big stop loss. I'm still only using 75. If we wait till it to change colors, straight loss. We got 3 losses in a row. That computes, okay? So this is on Wednesday the 9th. This is -1. Straight loss. 75, and it was red for sell. Alright, let's see what we got next. Then we have a long here. Stop loss. Again, we'll do 75 max. You can see it was a little more than that on the ATR. If we stay in this one until it changes color, it's about right here. We got a ratio of, take it all the way there, 2.76. The date of that trade was the 10th, which is a Thursday. That was a ratio of 2.76. Hey, look at that. That trade erased, that winning trade erased these 3 losing ones. Woohoo! Alright, our stop loss was 75, and that was a green. It's a buy. Okay? We can keep going and going and going, but you see the point. So since we started, we traded for a little over a month, and we made a ratio of 1 to 22.63. Again, if that was a $10,000 account and we were risking 1%, which would be $100, we would have won $2,200, $2,263. You know, take away some commissions and whatnot, $2,200. So we can keep going, you know, over and over, and that's how you can kind of back test this strategy and see if you like it, right? It gives you confidence in your trading. Now, another way you can do it is instead of just doing it at the ATR change, you could say I want to go for 1-to-1, right? Instead of waiting for it to change color, like on this one, you could just say that was 75 pips stop loss. I'm going to go for 75 pips, right? So if you did that, this all of a sudden this loser, the one that ended up losing, ends up being a winner, right? You won. Now, there are options as well when you're trading. When it goes to a certain point, you can close it, right? If you're happy, close it, or you can at least move your stop loss to break even so you don't lose anything. So those are more advanced techniques that we'll talk about in a future video or in your one-on-one coaching. But this should give you an idea of how you can backtest this simple strategy. Have a great day. Bye.